My name's Brad Birkenfeld, and I'm the UBS whistleblower that exposed the largest and longest running tax fraud in the world. And I'm here in London at the Offshore Alert Conference to educate people about whistleblowing and what was going on in the banking system in Switzerland. And what I've done recently is just release my new book called Lucifer's Banker, which highlights the destruction of Swiss bank secrecy. And there's a complimentary website which people can go to and learn more about what I exposed.
You were there for a number of years, but what made you turn and what made you become the person you are today?
Well, I mentioned a bit in my book where I went to a private military school for college, and I studied there up in the hills of Vermont. And I spent my last semester of college here in London, which I enjoyed immensely. I was an economics major. But I felt I learned as the youngest of three boys in a family. My father's a retired neurosurgeon, and we learned to do the right thing, to work hard, to go to school, play sports, and so forth. Ultimately, when I went to Switzerland, I got my MBA in Switzerland and worked in the banks, and UBS in particular. Now, I knew what we were doing, but I don't sign people's tax returns, number one. Number two, I didn't come up with this system. These folks have been doing it for decades before I moved to Switzerland, before I was born. But I was a part of it. I'm not going to deny it. But that's why I came forward. I had the courage to say, hey, wait a minute, what I saw, now I must report it properly. And I think the problem here is that when you do that, is that the bank lied to us. They lied to me, to my colleagues, to the clients, to the shareholders. They slipped a 3-page document in our intranet without telling us. They didn't train us. They didn't tell us about it. That was the final straw. When I knew that, and I knew right then and there, this whole thing was going to explode. And see, not many people, they figure, well, you're a bit of a nut or you're a crazy person saying things like that. But see, I document it, number one, and I back it up with fact. And the problem here we have is that he wears his pants just like I do. He's no different than I am. He just happens to be the President of the United States and people voted for him. What I'm saying is that it's important to hold our elected officials accountable. Now, I gave several scenarios in the lecture here, and it's all documented. You can go read my book, number one, check the website, number two, and Google it yourself, number three. But the point here is that how do we accept a president of the free world who is a part of the largest tax fraud in the world? I didn't say he created it. I didn't say he perpetuated it, but he covered it up. Doing what I did was I've caused a domino effect around the world, which is still going on today. This, as UBS claims, this went away 10 years ago. That's not true. This still exists as we speak. And I'm determined to continue this crusade forward to exposing them and making sure that certain countries seek justice.